The Pass under the lights on Thursday night.
He finds us north of the border in the beautiful city of Toronto, Canada. Tonight we begin the final stretch. Taking on the Condors of Toronto. Welcome again, one and all. Thanks for tuning in. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. Lefty from Alabama. It's Tua Tagovailoa.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
One touchdown, one pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
And the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. The safety blitz turns out to be a great call defensively as they sack him for a loss of 9.
We talked about prior to the game, and it played out right there on the first play, didn't it? This offensive line is going to have his hands full all night long.
Well, you often speak of scripts to start a game. Does this mean that play number 2, they're going to go off the script a little bit?
Yeah, what's interesting is that most people, when they script now, they actually script those contingencies in, okay, in case they can't run the play they want to. It's long distance now.
Thursday night game. I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys that more extra pep in their step, you go to them early and often.
5 yards, and that means they come up short, as they're going to have to punt here on the opening drive. So on 4th down, here's Bryce Behringer on to punt for the Patriots. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. A 40-yard punt, give him 3 on the return, and out will come the offense as they take over. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by their signal caller in his 2nd year of the NFL now.
And his stat line last week, that's not going to get him to the Pro Bowl. All right, no touchdowns, no interceptions, but they won. And so the bottom line for him is team won, managed the game effectively, led him to victory. He's doing all the right things.
A gain of 3, 2nd down. Well, kind of a quirk in the schedule. These two division rivals didn't see each other much of the year. Their first meeting was just a few weeks ago, back in Week 14. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Well, you look at this Patriots defense. Now, they've been a very good unit against the pass, defending at 5th best in the league.
And this is what we talk game inside the game. Top 5 passing offense versus top 5 passing defense. I wouldn't be surprised defensively if they change up coverages a bit more than usual to try and combat what they expect to see.
And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. The gain that time, 13 yards to reset him 1st and 10.
And this is an offense that's number 1 in the NFL in rushing, and you know that has to be the focus of any game plan defensively. But they can throw it, too, as evidence right there. And they move the chains here on this opening drive.
Now Achane on 1st and 10. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh, my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say, 200 plus?
Taking a glance at the numbers last week for Strong. 9 carries, 103 in the yardage department.
Well, obviously, he didn't have a great deal of time between games, having to turn around on a short week and get ready for Thursday night football. But he said in pregame, he was feeling pretty good and felt more recovered from last week's contest than he would have expected. Didn't seem to think this short week was going to affect him much as he chases a big performance here in prime time.
Down to 16. Give him the third down conversion, 5 yards on the play. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
On 2nd down, a run by Achane. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 42 yards rushing for him on their opening drive of the contest, and it's now 1st and goal. Achane, touchdown. So both sides of the football contributing here early. Their defense forces the punt, and then the offense takes it down the field and punches it in on the short touchdown run.
And Brandon, that's good complementary football, and that's what they're going to need if they want to get out of here victorious.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. So back onto the field come the Pats for their 2nd drive. And they are losers of 2 straight coming into this Thursday night game. Is it more difficult, CD, when you take a losing streak into a quick turnaround game like this?
It certainly is, because you don't get time to work on the issues that you've had throughout the season that have caused you to have the record that you're having. You can't really get those set. So now you're trying to minimize those and maximize what you've been doing well. And I remember a game recently where one of the assistant coaches said to the head coach, forget our running back rotation. This guy has a hot hand, and they rode him to a victory. Those are things you have to look out for in games like this.
And he's going to have the Patriots 1st down as he gets it up past the 35.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Cam Smith. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
A gain of 18 and a new set of downs.
That's good. 4.
Incomplete. He was trying to get it to Tyreek Hill that time, and that'll bring up 2nd down. You look at this Patriots defense. They enter this one 18th in the NFL in stopping the run.
And stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out, being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people, put them on the ground.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive continues.
1st and 10 at the 18-yard line.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. That's going to be caught by Rhfl. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up first and goal.
First and goal at the 7-yard line.
They'll set up to throw. Touchdown! Tyreek Hill, his 17th touchdown now on the season, as his guys are able to extend their lead. Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. Now, these are not going to be easy on a cold, snowy night, but this one is up and through. That time, a 6-play drive. And it ends with a touchdown pass to Tyreek Hill. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. New England's offense set to go. As the season winds down and you look at them in totality, you know, the offense has struggled. The defense has been pretty good, so I would imagine the changes this offseason may be more on the offensive side of the ball.
And this is where we always hear the term complementary football, because as you noted, the defense has played well enough for them to win games, and the offense has held them back. So they've got to reward that defense by improving on offense. I don't know if you make a change at quarterback, running back, tight end. It doesn't matter. Get better players, better system, so they can play to the standards of the defense, and the win column will result.
Tua sets up to pass it. That's complete to Michael Wilson. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And this will wind up being a 3rd and 3. 13-0 is the score after 1 on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Patriots in control of the football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Tagovailoa going to try and throw on 3rd down. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Right about 20 yards on the pickup. Officially, they'll say it's going to go for 19.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And Chubb will try the middle here. He'll take this to the 46.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
Go ahead.
Here's 2nd and 7. And again, it's Chubb. And good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line. That'll be a New England 1st down, a gain of 12.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Tua. And incomplete on a deep ball.
That was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
Tua wants to throw it on 2nd down. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and 13. It looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
As defensive coordinators around the league tell me all the time, that throw is not for every quarterback because you've really got to drive the ball downfield. It's going to be a tight window for him to fit that one into. In this case, unsuccessfully.
And this one is no good. He missed it. And the deficit will hold pat at 13.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I feel very confident about this. 5.
Chan to the offense, ready to go once again.
He's been effective so far, over the 40-yard mark here in the second quarter. Don't forget about those guys up front, though. They've been effective, too.
The leverage game has been in their favor. They've been the ones who've been able to bend their knees, drop their hips, and get a little bit lower than the guys on the other side of the football, and they've moved them out of the way for the runner.
Sometimes that's tough for those big fellas.
Not an easy thing for them to do.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up from the 48-yard line. Here's 2nd and 6. Waddle, the motion man right. And they'll get it forward to him on the touch pass.
And he'll take it across the 50 and into New England territory.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
Dashing through the snow. Touchdown.
Devon Chan.
Touchdown number 22 on the season, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Extra point through the snowflakes, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to an even 20. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. New England trying to get to place on offense.
It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
On first down, Tagovailoa under pressure, and down he goes. Channing Tindall, the one who got through to drop him. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Down several scores and playing behind the chains is not the way to have success in this one. Right now, if you're the offensive line, your big concern, protecting your quarterback, and even a chance to try and throw something downfield to pick up the needed yardage.
On 3rd and long, it's Tagovailoa. That's complete. Demario Douglas with it.
They wind up getting 16, but even that's not quite enough. It's 4th down.
Here's Bryce Behringer on now to punt.
He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line.
Devon Chan to the offense, ready to go once again.
He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
He doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. Wide open receiver complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield.
That's good. 4-8. First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Back to throw now on first down. Throw left side complete. That's Hill. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there.
That's another Toronto first down. First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
On first and 10, it's Strong.
And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line.
64 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half.
He had his eyes on the end zone once he hit the secondary, but they're finally able to slow him down.
Yeah, and I've got to look at this one from the defensive point of view. You just mentioned finally able to slow him down. They've got to figure out a way to make that at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage, because once he gets through, he's shredding them.
Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now. Give up the middle to Strong. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here, brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Brings up 4th and goal.
And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will extend their lead even further. So everything else has gone right in this first half. Kind of follows that it would for their kicker, too, as he adds 3 more onto the lead.
Yeah, and the way that this one's gone, definitely not looking like he's going to have to worry too much about pressure kicks late in the game. He can go out there free and easy, just work on his form, and he knocked that one through.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on 1st down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
On 3rd down, it's Nick Chubb. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. It's a pickup of 6, but it's not going to be enough. And the punt team's going to be summoned on 4th down. Here's Bryce Behringer now. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And he'll take it just outside the 40. Well, following the punt return here, there is someone shaken up. And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think they slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
A 2nd and 10 on a chilly, snowy December day, and I must say, I'm loving it. Kind of putting me in the holiday spirit. Charles hates it. And he's giving me the evil eye, folks. Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Back to throw again. He's got his target. That's complete. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half.
So not quite a first and goal. It's first and 10 from the 10. Running right, here's Achane.
Stays on his feet. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
On second down, a run with Strong.
And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive.
Strong again.
Bust. And he will take this one in for a touchdown.
Pierre Strong
In the final seconds of the first half.
And the Condors will extend their lead here just before halftime.
Point after, right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half.
So barring a touchback, this likely the final act of the half is the kick at the goal line.
So we've come to halftime after a very...
All right, we'll bypass the halftime show in favor of returning to this late season game with the teams coming back from the locker rooms here a bit early.
And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback.
And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look.
And they will be in the playoffs as champs of the AFC East. But as it stands right now, Charles, they still would have to host a game on Wild Card Weekend because they're still looking up at that #1 seed.
And that's when you tell your team, remember, guys, at the beginning of the season, what was our deal? Let's win our division and get to the playoffs. That was job one. Let's not get greedy about the whole thing because whether or not they end up with a first-round bye or not, you and I both know this team's going to be a tough out in the playoffs.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
A good run there off right tackle in an old school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009-2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
Right back to him on first down. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's a 2nd and 9.
They'll keep it on the ground. Johnston. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw.
His throw complete right side to the tight end Parham.
And he's got the first down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield.
And the Toronto first down.
Straight ahead is Strong. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. 86 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage, but every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look the same, whether it's handed off inside or the quarterback keeps it, that allows you to fool the defense so often. And in this case, fooled them with the inside run.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. Now he's able to break through one tackle, but it slowed him down enough that he could only manage getting back to the line of scrimmage. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
Well, always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Hill diving, and he's got it full extension. What a catch. He continues to deliver a first down here. He had 4 catches in the first half, and this one number 5. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
Second and goal from inside the 5.
Brings up second and goal.
He'll try again. And good work there defensively as they're able to keep him out of the end zone.
They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's third and goal.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone, trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
Third and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound.
They'll try to run this one. Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
All I can say about this play is that someone's living right. I mean, he's trying to gain yardage, trying to get upfield. Ball comes free. What's that panic that we've talked about oftentimes that you feel when you lose the ball?
You can sense it.
Oh, you can sense it. And somehow he got to it and was able to recover it for his squad.
And it's caught. Touchdown. From 8 yards out.
And the Condors take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
And it's no good. Oh, he misses the extra point, and our score stays right where it is. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. So here are the Patriots now. They get ready for their first possession of half number 2.
Turbo 3, kick. Out.
Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10.
Catch made right side by Wilson. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there, 21 yards. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Chubb will get the call running left. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
This defense just continues to bottle up that ground game. And look, I mean, the deficit right now for this offense is so big that it might not matter. But you're still in the third quarter. You're probably going to have to try things through the air, Charles.
I agree with you totally. That's what they'll have to do. They do need to run it occasionally to take a few hits off the quarterback, because right now, you just know those pass rushers are fired up to get after it.
The Patriot passing game is rolling. They've got another first down.
And a Patriot first down.
Up the middle, it's Chubb. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
2nd down, here's Chubb again.
And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line.
40 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
But that's how you get right up off of the mat, because on the last play, they stoned him in the backfield and dropped him for a loss. But he's the type of guy that scared me a little bit, because he's not daunted. Just got right back up, showed some confidence, and picked up a first down with his very next run.
That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be second down.
And Brandon, as you know, sometimes it's a lot tougher to run with these tight ends nowadays in the NFL. They're just bigger wide receivers. He lined up on the left side of the formation, ran a drag route across the field, and tried to work his way open. He was able to make the catch, but the defenders were there, couldn't do a whole lot with it afterwards.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be touchdown here, but not before he does pick up the first. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now Tua on the bootleg here. Touchdown, Patriots. A 16-yard touchdown for the extra point. So they get one score back, but still a long ways to go here in this third quarter. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. Welcome back to Toronto, where the fourth quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the third quarter. The kicking unit out for the Patriots as they send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Now this offense back. For their next drive. And Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A big run there. 29 yards and a first.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
They'll keep it on the ground. Johnston. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll in fact tackle him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
At the 43-yard line.
Now a handoff up the middle. It's Johnston. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. 16 yards, a first down. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point in the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Up the middle they go. It's Johnston. On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. 16 yards, a first down. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
2nd down and 8.
Now a handoff up the middle. Johnston Down to the 25. Now third down is looming. A pickup of 2 on first down and just 1 yard there.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Yeah, they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
Second and goal at the 3-yard line.
And they'll run again.
And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there.
With his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Condors are on their way to a 13th win on the year as they add on to their lead.
No good.
Well, he'd been the workhorse on this drive, and it would have been unfair to bring someone else in to finish the job. So they go back to him again, and he delivers with a touchdown run.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
2 now on first down.
To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
2 now on first down.
That is caught by Smith-Schuster. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
35 yards the gain there. Another first down as well.
First down, New England.
Tua going to throw.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Under 4 to go now as they come up on second down. Again, they will throw it with Tagovailoa.
They set up the screen to Chubb. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
That's a nice design there, but sometimes, though, you get so many blockers out ahead of you, they kind of slow you down and force you to adjust. You always appreciate guys trying to help you, but maybe one less there could have turned this into a bigger game.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Now Aldrick Rosas for the field goal attempt. From the left hash, this from 46. Rosas' kick is good, and they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. Toronto's offense ready to take over. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
I have zero rooting interest in either team in this game. I only want a good game. But with all the offense we've seen from them tonight, it's kind of nice to see the defense step up and make a big play.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were ever going to get him in the backfield. Nice to see him get a stop.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down.
All right, Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Micah Hyde. And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line.
CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
You know, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
So the Patriots with the football as we get you reset. They face a third down now as they try to find a late score. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
PAT up and good by Rosas. And that will cut this lead down to 25.
Patriots 17.
The kicking unit out for the Patriots as they send this one away.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the
Taken up.
and not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This offense has had a lot to like in this game. I don't know that that last play, though, is going to make the highlight reel.
It's not going to make the highlight reel, but it will be the focus of the film session that the team has to sit through. I've sat through those before. Never any fun. You're always excited about your good plays, and they actually fast forward through those. All right, that was good. All right, great. They get to the bad ones and really illuminate them. Not cool.
On 2nd down now. It's Johnston. And not a whole lot to speak of there, so bring him down shy of the 20. And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 10.
On 3rd down, it's Johnston. A nice pickup of 10 means that this drive will stay on track.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Well, partner, under the lights in primetime, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what